was my best memory, was Salvation Army. They took care of us. They didn't judge our parents or our families. They didn't judge our living situations. They just saw it, dealt with it without judgment, without criticism. They didn't fuss at our parents about not raising us right. When our mom did come here with us sometimes, the time she did come, they treated her as if they knew her for years. Gave her hugs, asked her where she hung. I mean, the same way they do us, but we were ecstatic about it because, I mean, we get this treatment all the time. It's like, now mommy gets to partake in this, so it's like, you know. And she came a couple of times. My dad never came, but my mom came a couple of times, but that's all that matters. They did it without judgment and criticism and critiquing, you know, why our clothes were dirty and stuff like that. So that's why they served me, so now I serve. That's what I got from that. And I did that since I was 17. That's why I joined the Army, and I served my country and I served my city. Well, my mother was on drugs, and my father was an alcoholic. I didn't want to fall victim to what my parents, their lives, the addictions they had. I was sexually abused as a child. Thank God I've never touched an illicit drug. I didn't fall victim to the addictions, which is, most kids can't say that. Coming from the life we came from and the lifestyle we lived, and you know, and I think now that whatever I was deprived of or didn't have as a child, I have a plethora of now. I had a vivid imagination. So when I was, when there was no food in the house, or I was being molested or whatever, I would always mentally go somewhere else. So that's why now when I read a book, I can see the red dress that the author's saying that she wore, or the blue eyes she had. I can see it because my imagination is so vivid. So with our mother never really being there, we had so many mothers around us here. The mothers we didn't have at home. Some fathers, a hot meal. When we would come here for sunbeams or Corps Cadets or whatever groups we were in, it was just a break from reality. A lot of the women in the church here knew our background, so they knew if we came here in a fit of rage or we just had a bad day, they understood why. So it's just all around blessing. I would say I think the Salvation Army saved our life. So that's hands down. I mean, I couldn't be more thankful. Camp Hidden Lake was everything to us. One day the bus was set to leave at a certain time, and me and my sister were walking down Stoner with our suitcases on our head because we had to get to Camp Hidden Lake and we were not gonna miss that bus. And I think that the church knew that, so they held up for 30 minutes because we walked from the other side of town. No, we're going to camp. So, and that week at Camp Hidden Lake felt like about 2 months. I still have letters from the counselors because they knew our situation as well. They would write us letters while we were in, because I think we did go to Camp Hidden Lake for the last time while we were in foster care. So we did go to Camp Hidden Lake. The food, that's where my camaraderie started, as far as manifesting and having people as turning friends into family. That's where it started at Camp Hidden Lake. There are people now that I still talk to. It's like, you always be my first best friend, or we formed a bond that year that one week at that camp in Lexington, Mississippi, I never thought I would go camping, or they afforded me the opportunity. At no cost to us. They knew we didn't have the money, so we didn't have to pay anything. They served me when they didn't have to. They served the community when they didn't have to. I remember the rescue mission across the street where the men would live. They served them. They fed us in this gym right here. I mean, they can just be a church. We're just here to give you the word, you can go home. They didn't do just that. They did above and beyond. So. And what was small and minute to them was big to us. I would say the Salvation Army changed my life because they went above and beyond without asking, without being made to. They didn't do it for show. No cameras, no newspapers. They just did it. They were selfless with it.